No wonder The Late Show is due to come off television later this year, when we here at the James Wales Show continually provide the best in late-night cultural entertainment. Roll titles! And particularly, for those of you at home, I don't want to wake you from your slumbers too much, but thank you for joining us tonight. And tonight, we are celebrating slightly on this programme in whale fashion the fact that on Sunday, it is William Shakespeare's birthday. In fact, William Shakespeare was the first famous person really to sport an earring, I think, some time ago. Now, tonight we have all sorts of exciting and entertaining things to do. Let's have a quick look at the audience, see if they're bright enough to be here at this time of night. Are they OK? Yes, very nice indeed. Very good. Very good. You got something in your nose? Oh, good. Right. And I think we'll carry on, shall we? Shall we bring in the young lady that everybody tunes in at this time of night to see? And the ratings go soaring around about this time, so please will you welcome the most politically correct person on television, Kooki! OK, lovely to see you. Have you had a nice week? Good, fine, OK, well, let's get on with that. All the niceties and pleasantries over. And you do look wonderful tonight. Thank you,
Marvellous.
Very nice indeed. Yes.
Thank you,
yes.
don't I always?
Yes, always. What are we doing now? Oh, competition. Who won the competition a couple of weeks ago?
Rowan Sidey, I think you pronounce that. Is it Sidey?
Rowan from Swindon is off on a holiday for 2 people for 1 week in the Canaries or the... you're having trouble with that? It's lucky they couldn't see. Oh, they can see now. Hello, welcome back. In fact, we have a young lady in the audience tonight who won one of our holidays, and we will go and talk to her a little later. She's there, suntan, bronze. You have a good time? Good, lovely, fine, that's enough. And tonight's competition where you could join this young lady, you could go to the Canaries or the Mediterranean. The choice is yours. All you have to do is answer this one simple question. The question is...
Which of the...
OK, I'll do it. Right.
No, you won't.
We are on a tight schedule tonight. We do have a lot on the programme, if you could hurry.
Which of the following is a play by William Shakespeare? Is it A, Hamlet, B, Porklet, or C, Chiclet?
That's very good. A hand for Kooki, reading the questions. Thank you. All you have to do, if you know the answer to that, is ring us right now or any time up until midnight on Sunday on 0891 48 49 50, and the holiday could be yours. Start dialing. How is work now as a trainee warm-up artist? Is it going well?
I just learned.
Yes,
I learned from the master.
From the master. Good. Okay. Well, you're doing very well. Very well. Is there anything you'd like to tell us now? It's been a few weeks since we've had a really good, hot, juicy scan. Any 3 in a bed or anything like that? No.
Well, we're working on 4 to 5.
Are you?
This government is about productivity.
Fantastic. Yep. Watch this space. We bring it to you first. Thank you very much indeed. Well, it is Shakespeare's birthday, of course, on Sunday. This next piece, Baz, you want to watch this, you'll love this. You might want to talk about this. This next piece is, well, it's violent, but it is cultural. It's violent and it's cultural. So for those of you watching at home, I want you, if you have young children or anybody who's easily influenced, to take them out of the room now, because we would like to present for you that well-known Shakespearean Scottish play. I can't mention the title of it tonight. Just a little bit about it. It's the sort of the Quentin Tarantino cut, really the director's cut, really. We've got all the violence, the blood and the gore in here. Please, would you welcome the Torsion Shakespeare Company doing a sort of potted version of the Scottish play. Ladies and gentlemen, for Shakespeare, give it up!
When shall we 3 meet again? Oh, hail, Macbeth, that shalt be king hereafter.
To be king stands not within the prospect of belief.
Hubble, bubble, toil and trouble.
Hubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Hubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Hubble, bubble, toil and trouble.
Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I've done the deed. But our fears in Banquo stick deep. They hailed him father to a line of kings, the seed of Banquo kings. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it tonight.
Ah! Treachery! Fly, good flails, fly!
Yeah. Avaunt! Quit my sight! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold! Hands! Unreal mockery! Hands! The castle of Macduff I will surprise. Give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that chase him in his line. What news more?
Bollocks!
Heaven knows what she hath known.
Spot!
What? Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased?
Bollocks!
This disease is beyond my practice. The Queen, my lord, is dead. Let every soldier...
Hew him down a back.
And bear before him!
On! Methought I saw a wood move. I say a moving grove. Blow wind, Conrack! At least we'll die with harness on our backs!
Turn, hellhound, turn!
Let fall thy blades on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee. Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped. All hail to thee, King of Scotland.
King of Scotland, all hail.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Malachi Bogdanov, thank you. Now, you're the director of the Torsion Theatre Company.
That's
and
correct.
Bogdanov is a famous name.
That it is.
You are the son of the father, is it right?
That is true.
That's good.
Very true.
It's a bit catching, is it not? Yes. Your dad got into a bit of trouble, didn't he, with various sexual practices on stage?
Years back, yes, that's right.
Is this... Are people reacting well? I think this is great. I don't know how people at home, but... Yep.
I don't know. Did you like it? It's different.
It is, isn't it? Well, from a top critic, there we are. Where can we see you? I know you were successful in Edinburgh.
Commedia Brighton, 25th to the 29th.
Yeah. Okay.
Of April.
Of April.
Okay.
Yes,
We wish you well, and perhaps you'll come back and do some more for us.
We certainly will. I hope so. At a later date, it would be nice to do something.
And not make so much blood on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the Torsion Theatre Company. Okay. Going on, music be the food of love, play on. These are the alien Gogo dancers.
Under the bridge in the dead of night, lies a man that I used to know. His eyes are open and his body is blue. And you do, and you do, and you do, and you do.
are, the alien Gogo dancers, and I do like your danger. Thank you very much indeed. They will be back if you behave yourselves. If you carry on behaving like that, they won't later. And I thought, funnily enough, I thought we were rehearsing then. I wasn't ready for that. It's good, though, wasn't it? Yeah, it was excellent, guys. Thank you very much. Get your hair cut if you're going to come on this show. I find it offensive just taking the mick, aren't you? Right, this is, mind out of the way, this is Karen Hulse down here. Karen won the holiday, and she's been on it. Do you have a good time? Because people sometimes think that it's just a joke. It's not, is it? Did you go, did you meet, you sent lots of photographs, didn't you?
Yeah.
Of lots of blokes that you met.
Yeah.
And a donkey.
No, I didn't send you the donkey shots.
Didn't you?
No.
Oh, I thought we had a photograph of a donkey. That was very...
That was just one of them.
Behave. Behave yourself. No, no, of course not. Of course not. I'm sorry, but you had a good time.
Yeah, brilliant.
Okay. Well, maybe you'll win this time. Well, you can't because you can see the question here. Right. Which of the following is a play by William Shakespeare? Is it A, you do it,
Hamlet.
or B,
Porklet.
or C?
Chicklet.
Fantastic. All you have to do is call us on 0891 48 49 50. Remember, Karen did that. Was very surprised to find she won the competition and was on her way with a friend to the Canaries or the Mediterranean. It could be you. Lines are open till midnight on Sunday. Join us again in part 2. You converse more with the buttock of the night than with the forehead of the morning. That was good, wasn't it? Very good. That was celebrating Shakespeare's birthday on Sunday. Gary Jacobs is wearing a very, very trendy T-shirt. Very nice indeed.
I'm always trendy.
You are. Very, very trendy and slim. May I say slim?
Yes, thank you.
And I like.
You may say slim, but it doesn't mean anything.
That Scottish play we featured a little earlier, of course, was all about, really about premonitions. And premonitions is a theme running through Thou'st show tonight. So, from a play with premonition as one of its themes to a man who claims to have the premonitions in his dreams of bombings and plane crashes, prophet or charlatan. Please would you welcome Mr. Chris Robinson. Yeah. And joining him, ladies and gentlemen, somebody who believes people like Chris are fakes, frauds and confidence tricksters. Please welcome Barbara Smoker, President of the National Secular Society. Barbara, you come here. There we are, Barbara. You sit here beside me. Thank you very much indeed. Right, Chris, shut up and listen now. Before we go any further, we're carrying out an experiment today. Kooki, could you please bring on the box? Thank you. Just put it here, OK? This is a box that Simon, our researcher... Do you know what's in it? OK. Thank you. Simon, our researcher, packed this. I have no... This is quite serious, by the way. I have no idea what's in here. He wouldn't... Oh, for goodness, I'm sorry about that, Barbara. I have no idea... Oh, God. I have no idea what's in the box. And we will find out a little later. Let me talk, first of all, to Chris. Chris, you have a remarkable gift. Explain, as briefly as you can, what your gift is.
Well, I have dreams which would appear to show the future. And these dreams started in 1989, and some of them were so disturbing that I went to the police and told the police about the dreams, and they made records of what I'd told them, and then things started to happen, and then the whole thing opened up from there, really.
We talked to the police.
Yes.
I nearly said but of course, you know, I have minions who do that sort of thing. We talked to the police. Where is he? And they wouldn't come on, but they gave us a statement from a man. They've actually, because they have so many people getting in touch with the police now, saying, we're psychic and we have an idea. Right. They actually have to follow up these things. There's just one man who's been allocated the chance of doing this. And he said he wouldn't come on the show, but yes, they do sometimes take this quite seriously.
Yes.
Now, what worries me is you've had these premonitions, some of which have been quite famous. You even went to an air show because you knew there was going to be a plane crash.
That's right, yes.
Now, I would be furious if I knew that you knew this was going to happen. You didn't say anything to anyone.
Well, the thing is, I did tell a police officer in the morning.
Well, that would have been useful.
Yes, I did. But, you see, I mean, even if I'd told a police officer, if that police officer rang the air show, do you really think they would stop it They're going to say, oh, right, cancel the air show, Chris has had a dream, it's all off, everybody go home. It's not going to be like that, is it?
Once and for all, we're going to prove that, because this box, Simon, who packed it, wouldn't even tell us. This box, you say you get premonitions and you are pretty sure.
Well, I said I'd try and dream what was in there.
You said you were pretty sure. You dreamed last night about what was happening on the programme?
Well, I certainly dreamt some of the things which I've seen already, so...
Okay. Sorry, so I was getting a little through my intravenous drip there. I didn't hear that. Could you say that again? I'm sorry.
I said I certainly dreamt some things last night which I have seen here already.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, apart from what Jery Hayes may or may not have been up to earlier, what did you dream?
Well, I asked myself to dream about the contents of your box, and I found myself looking down on a map of Wales. And I drew the North Devon coast and Wales, must be to do with you, and the River Severn. And I wrote down in great big letters, map, edit it.
Yes.
And then, as I am looking at this map, it turned into 2 huge breasts made of the paper that the maps were made of.
Yes. Control yourself,
and
Barbara,
I
for the
thought
moment.
to myself, I know what they're going to put in the box. A pair of falsies.
That's what you think's in the box?
No,
don't come to it. Okay.
No, it isn't.
One more question. Let me just go on from this, because it's interesting that we're making light of something here that's been very serious, because you have foretold a number of terrorist attacks, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Tell me about those.
One of the famous ones was where I was actually arrested at an airbase in Stanmore 1 month before an attack, saying, please, you're going to be bombed. And I got arrested and carted off to Wealdstone police station and treated not very nicely by one of the policemen there and quite nicely by the other one, and I think that's the way they handle things. And I asked them to promise me that they would put that base on extra alert, please. And it later was bombed. And I had another dream, well, I've had hundreds, but particular ones, I had a dream of a bomb in St Albans, and I was in the dream, and dreams, as we all know, aren't real, because some of the things are strange. And I saw 2 dogs go up the high street, stand by a bank.
But the thing is, Chris, it's clever for you to come along here and say this after the event. You should have been getting on the air, ringing up the radio stations and newspapers before. Let me just before you answer that, you took part in a study undertaken by a Dr. Wiseman of Hertfordshire University.
Yes.
And he wouldn't take part in the show either, but he did give us a study. He said the study concluded that neither group, because he had people who were not sceptics or did not claim to be sceptics, and you and a couple of other sceptics, and he said they carried out this scientific experiment and it proved absolutely nothing.
Well, you've got to look at what happened on that.
You're being like a politician now.
No, I'm not.
Let me bring in Barbara here, because, Barbara, so far, you are the president of the National Secular Society. You believe in absolutely nothing from Christ down.
I don't believe in superstition.
What do you think of this man?
Well, I think that all these people who claim to make predictions are either deluding themselves or, worse, deliberately deluding other people.
Well, you use words like fakes, frauds and confidence tricksters. Your own words.
That's right. I think
this
this
seems
is
pleasant enough. Mind you, so do confidence tricksters, don't they?
I think they have to.
Yes, you see, now, as Chris himself says, he's had hundreds of dreams. Now, it would be unlikely that 1 or 2 of them wouldn't be pretty near the mark. And, of course, when any of his guesses are pretty close, we hear about it ad nauseum afterwards. We don't hear about
He goes on about it.
Yeah, and he embellishes it.
And he embellishes it.
And he doesn't talk about those where he's wrong, obviously.
Seriously, is he dangerous?
Well, I think he wastes police time. As you say, they have to follow up what he says, because on the rare occasion when he's pretty close, and there are a lot of other people doing the same thing, if they've not done anything about it, it gets in the tabloid press, and the police get it rollicking, don't they, for not having followed it up?
OK, now...
I'll have a guess about that.
Do you want to do that?
I'm closer than he is.
OK, go on.
I think it's something to do with Shakespeare.
OK. I think it's some of our researcher Simon's toenails that he's cut off and put in here. Anybody? Jery? Yeah. Do you want a quick guess of what's in there?
I'd say it was the Liberal Democrat Manifesto.
No, it's
got
too
nothing
big.
in it.
It's too big. Gary, what?
Well, I think what is in there is made from paper and cardboard.
Yes, OK, fine. Right, OK.
He hasn't told us yet.
Now, yes, Peter, right. Peter, it's lovely to have you with us tonight, Peter. Thank you very much. Peter's upstairs. Michael's taken a little break. He's not feeling well. Now, shall we get to this? First of all, you wrote down a lot of things. What did you write down?
Well, I wrote down I drew the maps, and then I drew the things about the big boobs, and we've already seen a lady with big paper boobs.
Yes.
So I think I can throw the big paper boobs away. Then I had this strange dream about plastic overlays.
Yes.
And maps, and plastic overlays were actually laid on the map, and I had to edit these. And then there was a dream with batteries and keys. So if it isn't batteries, and it isn't keys, and it isn't a rubber doll or a pump-up doll...
You will disappear with your tail
I
between
will go
your
away,
legs.
and I'll
You
never
are
come
a
and bother you
skeptic,
again.
and you will never get...
And I will never bother you again.
I want to tell you about, you see, I've been on programmes with Chris 3 or 4 times. On one occasion, it was in Birmingham, and it was just over 2 years ago, and it happened to be the evening before the Grand National. And predictably...
As time goes on, I'm going to start doing this way talking, yeah.
Predictably, if I might say that, the presenter of the programme asked him if he could foresee the result of the Grand National. Now, I thought he might say, oh, we can't tell things like that, but he didn't. He sort of mentioned...
Barbara, did he get it right or not?
Wait a minute, I just want to finish the story.
Oh, go on, go on.
He mentioned 3 or 4 horses, of fairly fancied horses, and said that he expected them to be at the finish. He could see them sort of in the final stages of the race. What he didn't say was that there would be no Grand National that year. It was voided because of the false start.
You should have seen that. Now, right, OK, let's get into this.
I saw the ones that would have won if it hadn't been a mess.
OK, we're out of time here. Now, what they do say, the scientists we were talking to at Hertfordshire said, take this easy, because what happens is that if you get this right, they're going to have to change the way they think as far as... Seriously, it's a very serious thing. What did you say was in here? What did you say?
I said maps.
Yeah, maps, batteries.
Batteries.
Batteries and maps. OK. Are there any batteries in this? No. There is no map in it. Christopher Robbins.
I'm wrong.
You are a charlatan. You will leave this place and never return.
I said paper and cardboard.
You said paper and cardboard, and as always, you state the obvious. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back a band called the Alien Go-Go Dancers.
Shiver in the cold, you shiver in the cold. Once upon a time I took a ride. Once upon a time I saw you right. If you think way this way, if you think I try it, but don't give it down, don't give it down, don't give it down. I won't give it down, won't give it down, won't give it down. You do say, you do say. You do say. You do say
The alien go-go dancers and what you do say, fantastic. Thank you very much indeed, guys. Could you just put the whale cam up, please, upstairs? Just put up the whale cam so we can just quickly see. A lot of people say, I bet the bands are recorded before you do the show. See, they're in the audience. You see that? There they are. Thank you very much. Take a bow. Take a bow. Thank you. Right, on we go. Please welcome the man who has all the hot gossip on show business. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Baz Bamigboye. Hey, I tell you what, before we... what?
I was just going to say, we've not necessarily the nicest gossip this week, I'm afraid.
No, I know, I've heard, but before you do that, do you remember we did a few weeks ago, we did that theremin thing, playing with the hands and everything up?
Yes, Kooki made it work.
Yes. I just found this card. They come here. This comes from Bev and Jules, who live in Epsom in Surrey, and they say, there we are. Sorry? What was that? What did you say? Oh, fine. I'm on 3. Oh, I'm on 3! That's that camera there. You see, they said, theremin didn't fool us. There. Never mind, James. Better luck next year. They thought it was an April Fool's joke. It was absolutely 100% serious.
Absolutely. Kooki made it work, didn't she?
She did make
Very
it work.
clever girl.
She makes a lot of things work. Anyway, on to your...
2 big movies opening this week. First one,
Kooki.
Death and the Maiden, directed by Roman Polanski. I want to say, quickly, Roman Polanski, he directed Chinatown, my all-time favourite movie. Anyway, unfortunately, Death and the Maiden...
Crap.
Is kind
Worse
of.
than?
I mean, it's based on the Ariel Dorfman play. It was in the West End, Judith Stevenson, great performance on stage. Sigourney Weaver stars in it on the screen with Ben Kingsley, Stuart Wilson. Yeah, it rains and suddenly she's wearing a diaphanous blouse anyway. That means see-through, James, see-through.
That...
blouse.
OK, fine. Have we got a shot of that or not? We have a clip. Do you want to see a clip of it?
Yeah, let's see. Let's
see
the blouse.
I know a few things. Maybe I can help you.
Why don't you ask her...
Ask her what?
What she wants in the confessional. Write down exactly what she wants, okay?
No. Oh, she wants it to be genuine.
How can it be genuine? I am innocent.
Sigourney Weaver thinks that Ben Kingsley tortured her and raped her. This is set in an unnamed Latin American country.
So why was he on the bog?
Because it was easier to hold him there, as it were.
Oh, right, fine.
Anyway, that other guy, Stuart Wilson, who plays Sigourney's husband. Frankly, by the end of the movie, you don't care whether it's the right guy or whether he tortured him. But anyway, I mean, it's a shame, because some people, and this may sound pompous, I don't care, some people may think this is...
You're royalty, why should you care?
Some people may think this is moral philosophy, but it's not. It's Tosh, movie of the week. It's not even art. I think it's very disappointing from a grandmaster such as Roman Polanski. The best film of the week is Before Sunrise, Judy Delpy, the new American heartthrob Ethan Hawke, excuse my lips, Ethan Hawke. This young couple meet on a train in Europe, in Vienna, and they talk about love, they talk about religion, they talk about all sorts of things. It's a lovely, charming, beautiful film. Go and see that one. Death and the Maiden, if you want a good sleeping pill, why don't they turn Death and the Maiden into sleeping pill? Perfect.
Thank you very much indeed. Send your letters to him, not to me, all right?
Well acted, mind you, it's just boring.
OK, well acted but boring. There's a decry. You remember the whale T-shirt we're sending this week, by the way, to June Allett from Grove Park, SE12. You remember we talked some weeks ago to Eric Hall, and I threw away, so if you count how many times he says monster, and people sent cards in, I couldn't believe it. So we had to go back and count them on the film of the programme. Anyway, we're going to send you the T-shirt.
How many times did he say?
I can't remember now, but he got it right. OK, fine. The competition, before we take the break, let's get a photograph of Karen up over there, just to remind you, you could look like this if you go on one of our competitions. Karen was a winner. She went and had a wonderful time. Smile. Show us your suntan. Thank you. Not all of it, not all of it. You can answer this question. Which, if you can, of the following is a play by William Shakespeare? Is it Hamlet, Porklet or Chicklet? All you have to do is call us on 0891 48 49 50 and you could be winging your way to the Canaries or the Mediterranean. The choice, I say, is yours. very much indeed on this celebration of Shakespeare's birthday tonight. And what a programme we've had so far. We've got rid of somebody who said they could foretell the future and everything, and now I found out here in the audience, this is Michael. Michael is a wine waiter at the House of Commons, and he said, could he come to the show? And Jery fixed it up, didn't he?
Of course he did.
And you serve all of them in the House of Commons, don't you?
I do.
And Jery has a particularly nice piece of wine, a piece
of course
it has
yes.
regular sorts of things.
Oh, yes.
Do they pay or do we pay for them?
No, they pay. They pay.
They pay?
Of course.
And you float around those tables, and there are a
Yes.
lot of very worried MPs watching this at the moment because I bet you hear them talking about things, don't you?
I do, but I keep my mouth shut.
What do they talk about? Come on, come on, come on. You could make a fortune!
I know.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised about the sort of people that Jery Hayes is seen dining with?
Of course, I don't say anything.
You don't? Oh! And do you, listen, when you eventually retire, will you be selling a book? That was Baz has just given you his card.
Yeah,
okay.
he did, yes.
Are you sure there's nothing you'd like to tell us?
No.
Any of the ministers? Any of the, you know, shadow cabinet?
No, my lips are sealed.
Oh, okay, fine. All right, the competition. Perhaps somebody else can make him speak. I couldn't. If you want to win that holiday, here we go. Which of the following is a play by William Shakespeare? Is it A, Hamlet, B, Porklet, or C, Chicklet? Call us now on 0891 48 49 50. The lines are open till midnight on Sunday. Okay, now, we're going to bring on Jery Hayes in a couple of moments with an MP, one of probably 500 or so MPs that I must admit I haven't met and a lot of people won't have heard of, who don't live in Darwin or Rossendale, because it is Jamet Anderson, and she is the MP for Rossendale and Darwin in Lancashire. She's a Labour MP. She entered the House in 1992. She's not been there very long. She's on a wide range of committees, including the Home Affairs Select Committee, chair of the All-Party Footwear Group. That's why I've got my best shoes on, you see, and on the table, just to show you here. And, of course, she is on the Opera Group as well. So please welcome Mr. Jery Hayes and Miss Jamet Anderson. Thank you. Janet, you come and sit
Thank
next
you very
to
much,
me,
James.
please. That's really very nice indeed. And isn't it nice? Do you know what I... Thank you. I know. No manners, a Tory
You should have let
twit.
the distinguished Labour
Yes.
politician in first.
I'm so sorry about that, Baz. Thank you. Thank you, Baz. Drink your drink.
Well, they should take a
Okay,
sec.
right. Now, Janet, excuse, it's like a bear pit, but you'll be used to that, being at the House of Commons. I just, because there are lots of MPs that never get a lot of public... I mean, you're obviously well known in your own area. How important is it for an MP to try and get their face... I mean, he's never off programmes, but how important is it for you to sort of be seen around?
Well, I think it's very important to be seen around the constituency, James. I think the most important thing from my point of view is to be seen on the regional media so that people know what I'm doing and what I'm doing on behalf of my constituents. And the more we can get that message across, the better, I think.
Do you think then, I mean, is it only the very sort of gregarious MPs who court the media, as a lot of them do, or always give... You know, there are certain MPs that we know, if we want somebody to say something, ring so-and-so, they're always good for a quote.
Well, I guess some people do get onto the media more than others, but we all like to do it, as I say, because it's a very easy way of telling our constituents what we're doing.
I mean, there are 600-odd MPs, I can never remember the exact number, and if you ask people to name them, a lot of us would probably be pressed to actually name the leaders of both parties, or not the leaders, but the main members of both parties. Is that worrying, do you think, or not?
I think people are more aware than they used to be. I mean, I worked in the House of Commons for almost 20 years as a secretary before I was an MP. I used to work for Barbara Castle many years ago. And certainly now, I think our workload, I think Jery would probably agree, is much heavier. Our post bag is colossal these days.
Because it used to be a time when you would interview MPs and they'd say to you after, oh, we don't mind people writing because it's quite nice if they write, because often we don't get many letters.
Well, to give you an example of what we've had recently, I've had over 1,000 letters on the bill to ban fox hunting asking me to vote for it. I've had over
And you'll both agree on that?
We both agree on that. Yes, we both agree. And I've had almost 1,000 on school budgets, because a lot of schools in my constituency are having to get rid of teachers, and we've had almost 1,000 letters on that.
You want to say
something to him about that?
No, there's bad news on fox hunting. It will really upset you. Norman Tebbit has said he will not come and speak in anyone's constituency who voted against fox hunting. Isn't that sad?
Absolutely desperate.
It's a bit of a loss, I know, but there we are.
Oh dear, well we put out the black flags later. OK, back to this. It's nice to see you both sitting here comfortably in each other's company. And this sometimes worries me, because sometimes we look at the House of Commons and we think, oh, it's a bit of a club, isn't it? Apart from certain particular members who seem never to talk to anyone of the opposing side, you're all friends, you all get on terribly well. Is that good for democracy?
We disagrry, and we fundamentally disagree
Don't
on some things.
With me.
Well, I'm just being sincere.
I know.
You know me.
You've been to those lessons, haven't you?
No, I have. And we can argue, you know, like cat and dog, but you can do it in a civilised way, and we do it in a civilised way.
Yes.
Damn.
Don't you think?
Well, yes, well, until we start working you. There has been...
Mr Humphreys.
There has been a lot of talk, has there not, about trying to control the cancer of the nasty press and ripping it out. I forgot his words now, so long ago, thank goodness. Are we in danger of your lot getting so upset that you're going to try and control the media now?
I don't want any legislation curtailing the press whatsoever. I think it would be a grave mistake. I deprecate what the press did to Richard Spring. I think the News of the World behaved disgracefully. It was clear entrapment. He's a single man. He's not married. What people get up to in their own
So why did he, quite frankly, why did he resign then?
Because he felt it was the
most... You know, three in a bed, a lot of people say, good for him, Dickie, baby! He'd probably do very well in the next elections.
Well, yes, he might.
You know, but on the other hand, if we go out in droves and buy stories like this, it's up to us. We are the people of the country, and it's our fault, perhaps.
Well, I think that Jerry's right to some extent about Richard Spring, because the press have broken what I thought was always one of their rules. And when I remember asking a journalist, why is it that you insist on exposing some politicians and not others? And he said, Janet, we will do it when we believe there's hypocrisy involved. So if on the one hand you have a politician who espouses moral values and says everyone should, you know, behave in a morally upright way, and then they find that in his personal life he isn't, they will then go for him. But in this case, that didn't apply.
She was tooled up. It was clearly she was tooled. I don't think she was.
Don't the Tories have a way with words, ladies and gentlemen? What a way with words. Sorry about this, Janet. You're seeing him in a different light, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yes, I thought perhaps you would. I think every week what we should do, Jerry, is should get somebody in that most people have never heard of outside their constituencies, and they'd see you in a different light.
Yes.
Yes.
Now just ask a question.
OK, last one with both of you. First of all to Janet. What, in a short nutshell, we shouldn't do this really, but as they're both of you, and next week we're going to have a Liberal Democrat Lord on.
Playing rugby.
You're playing rugby. In a nutshell, why should voters vote Labour on May the 4th?
Well, I think most people, when they're voting, think about what's going to happen to their money, how much money they're going to have in their pocket and so on to spend. And if we look at the council tax up and down the country, the average council tax in a Labour authority is £37 lower than in a Conservative authority. And I think the highest council tax, which is £600 and odd, is a Tory authority. So if you want to pay less council tax, vote Labour. And
the same question to you, without coming back on that, your own views?
It's funny you should say that, Janet, because my figures say completely the opposite.
No, we're using the methodology you first used, and then you changed it because
so you're not using it in the government way.
It didn't produce the result you wanted, so you
changed
it.
We would say that Tory authorities would actually cost you less. You've got to be careful when he's behind you, because you're usually pulling faces to the
No. That was lovely, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? We're as clear as mud, as usual, and thank you both very much indeed. Let us have something now that is not unlike what you would probably see in the House of Commons. Please welcome onto the programme, first time on national television, stars of the future, Nobbin and Minnie Gnome.
Right. I'm Nobbin the gnome. I come from a country, I'm a long way from home. I kiss all the ladies, I drink lots of beer, and when we are finished, we have a good cheer. Bang, walla, bang, bang, walla, bang, bang, walla, bang, bash. We are the Nobbins, we don't give a damn. We kiss all the ladies, we drink lots of beer, and when we are finished, we have a good cheer. La 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 la. I'm Nobbin the gnome.
I come from a country, I'm a long way from home. I kiss all the ladies, I drink lots of beer, and when we are finished, we have a good cheer. Bang, walla, bang, bang, walla, bang, bang, walla, bang, bash. We are the Nobbins, we don't give a damn. We kiss all the ladies, we drink lots of beer, and when we are finished, we have a good cheer. Go! I'm Nobbin, I'm Nobbin, I'm Nobbin the gnome. I come from a country, I'm a long way from home. I kiss all the ladies, I drink lots of beer, and when we are finished, we have a good cheer. Bang, walla, bang, bang, walla, bang, bang, walla, bang, dash. We are the Nobbins, we don't give a damn. We kiss all the ladies, we drink lots of beer, and when we are finished, we have a good cheer. La 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 la. Thank you.
Move over here. Apparently, wasn't that terrific? Was that not the best thing we've had on for ages? You will have to come back on the show with Brian C. Williams, the legendary. And you have been on TV before, I know, and you've joined us all the way from Blackpool, and thank you very much indeed. That was terrific. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's lovely. The Gnomes, aren't they wonderful? Give them a nice round of applause. Thank you. Mr. Gary Jacobs, ladies and gentlemen, let's just round off tonight with those little legal problems that have been worrying us. Gary is here with Shakespeare, I think.
Yes.
And Jery, who's here doing the floor managing as well, are you tonight? OK.
Good evening.
He said, where on earth did you get those silly people from? I couldn't...
I said, they're wonderful.
You know.
Well, they're both members of your party, aren't they?
Yes.
They're
OK.
your constituents.
What have we got?
We've got an amazing letter. I sometimes find people are incredible. A lady called Kathy from Birmingham went on holiday to Greece, and somebody gave her a piece of coral that measured 2 foot by 20 inches. That is called ecological destruction, because coral should not be removed from the sea. It is a criminal offence in many countries to remove it, and in some to import it. She tried to get it into Amsterdam to come back to England. She got stopped.
Have they got no sense?
One moment, hold on 1 minute. She got stopped. She got stopped. They said if she pays them the equivalent of about £90,000, they will not prosecute. If she does not, they will. And her problem is, would you believe this? Would you believe this? What I mainly want to know is whether there is anything that I can do to retrieve my coral. It's not your coral, it was our coral. It was a living organism, and you shouldn't have been a party to try to smuggle it out of Greece.
Yeah,
I think that's a disgrace.
Don't do it again.
Okay.
Good one, Gary. Yes,
right,
good one.
another one says, I invited someone into my house and they stole my helicopter. I told the police and they could do nothing about it. Well, what I understand, the police have got their own helicopters, and I'm quite sure that given time, they'll find it.
Careful. I knew what you were going to say then.
Yeah, I had to change my mind there.
OK.
Somebody's on income support, and the child support agency wants £2.50 toward the cost of bringing up a child.
The child support agency wants what?
£2.50 from income support. That is absolutely correct. Income support is deemed to have a notional amount available so that you can feed your children. What a load of codswallop. Jery, income support should be increased. The CSA should be abolished. That's my view. Do you want more? Anyone disagree with that?
Hang on. Just before we finish, what should we... Come on. Isn't there somebody there, Michael? Somebody there at the House of Commons. I'm sure not Janet or Jery, but there'll be somebody. There will be somebody. There'll be somebody who dresses up in football gear. No. Tell us. There'll be somebody there who does something, Michael, won't there? Gagged by the government, yes.
Gagged,
yes.
Shagged by the government. Shagged by the government, that's more likely.
Shame. Now, come on, Michael. Whisper to Gary and I. Whisper, come on.
The truth.
The truth, come on. Wouldn't you like to?
What was it like serving Maggie?
How much?
Oh, just look.
Come on, how much money, Baz, will the paper
Come on,
pay?
I've got a fiver.
Money.
I've got a fiver.
Something. Anybody else got
Here's
some
a
money?
tenner. It's a tenner.
Take the money?
Tenner.
No? OK, listen. OK, we're going to be back next week. And next week we've got a Lord coming in on the programme with various other interesting and entertaining things, and a band called the Brendas. So join us same time same place. We're going to try and get more out of him now. Now, come on. Come on, come on, come on.